at the parish council in the village of Roughton near Cromer in Norfolk, and the council blames a number of complaints from one villager.
Roughton Church has stood here for a millennium. It's seen its fair share of battles, even a civil war, but none quite like this one. On one side is the parish council, on the other, a villager it refers to as the persistent complainer. It's all to do with the money spent building this playground. A man called Tony Musker, who's made more than 60 complaints in the last 3 years, complained about the accounts. An external auditor was hired and charged the parish council £9,000 for his trouble. Among the errors found were 55p entered in the wrong column, and there was no receipt for £29.99 spent on an ink cartridge.
I do think it's like burning money. £9,000 is an awful lot of money to anyone, particularly a parish council that only has a precept of £8,500 per annum. And so much more could have been done with it.
The cost to every household in the parish could be as much as £69 if more complaints are made.
Well, I went to the first council meeting last night, first one I've ever been to, and I was amazed to find out that one man can bring a small council crashing to its knees on the verge of bankruptcy, for no real apparent reason.
Times of recession at the moment, everyone's finding it a bit hard anyway, and I just don't see it's very fair, really, to be honest, to have to sort of find the extra money.
I've spoken to Tony Musker today. He didn't want to appear on camera, but he did say he sticks by his complaints. He showed me a letter from the external auditor, which does identify some errors in the council's procedures and accounts. And he said if you see something that is being done that isn't right, it is only reasonable to complain about it, however many times. Only an emergency bridging loan has saved the parish council from bankruptcy. It's been a costly row, and it is the villagers who'll pay. Joel Matt, BBC Look East, Roughton.
Coming up later in the programme, how running a clean campaign in the Norwich North by-election has led to infighting amongst the parties.
And later in the programme, I'll be with Kettering's award-winning cheerleading team. That's after more news.
There is controversy over the pay packages that have been given to some of the region's top police officers. Press reports today list the Chief Constables of Norfolk and Essex as having received special deals. Here's our Chief Reporter, Kim Riley.
The Times talks of secret perks and golden handcuff deals, but the police authority in Norfolk has no regrets over what it paid to get its man. That man, Ian Macpherson. He came from North Yorkshire 2 years ago. The national pay scale salary, £126,000. He was given a £70,000 relocation package, which included the payment of stamp duty on his new home. His official salary now is £129,000, but if he hits his performance targets, he can get a bonus of 15%, around £19,000. The police authority says Mr Macpherson is an exceptional police officer who'd helped make Norfolk the safest place in the country.
I would pay a lot more than we're paying now for him. I think he's an absolute excellent officer. He's done a brilliant job, and he's got a lot more to do in Norfolk, and we want to keep him whatever it costs.
Morning, everyone. Another salary package in the spotlight is that of Roger Baker, Chief Constable of Essex for 5 years, until his retirement this week.
We've got some interesting business to do here.
Always a colourful figure, a champion of zero tolerance. His officers arrested nearly 200 people on his first day in the job. He once memorably described criminals as thick.
Well, I've been dealing with criminals for the last 30 years. There's very, very few of them I'd ever pick for my pub quiz team, so I'd rest my case at that.
So if you come to Essex to commit crime...
Bring an overnight bag would be the key, because you'll be staying with us.
In an attempt to get Roger Baker to stay with them, 2 years ago the police authority gave him a £25,000 golden handcuffs deal. That was on top of his £137,000 annual salary. So when it comes to Chief Constables, the views from both Norfolk and Essex will pay what we have to attract the very best. Susie.
Kim, thank you. The jury has been